Persian carpets, ancient temples, saffron. But if you were truly born in Iran, you'd wake up at 6 a.m. wearing a mandatory headscarf, fear the morality police, grapple with internet censorship, and live in one of the world's richest cultures. This video will show you the real Iranian life behind the headlines. Don't forget to let us know in the comments which country you'll choose for tomorrow's video. Iran, the heart of the Middle East, heir to the Persian Empire, 88 million people, 2,500 years of uninterrupted civilization, a country with one of the world's oldest cultures. But Iran isn't just history. Since the 1979 Islamic Revolution, Iran is an Islamic republic. The supreme leader holds real power. Laws are shaped by Islamic jurisprudence. Women must wear hijab. Internet is censored. Dissent is silenced. Being born in Iran means living under one of the world's strictest religious regimes. Morality police patrol the streets. Strict dress codes for women. In 2022, Mahsa Amini's death in custody over hijab sparked the entire country. Hundreds poured into streets with the slogan, Jiyan, Azadi, woman, life, freedom, and hundreds were killed. But at the same time, Iran has an incredibly rich culture. Poetry, art, architecture, food, everything is part of a thousands-year-old tradition. Iranians are educated, polite, and hospitable. Youth yearn for the West, want freedom. This is where people live double lives. Public life, regime-compliant, and private life, real self. Contradictory? Absolutely. That's Iran. So what do you know about Iran? I'd love to see your guesses in the comments. The moment you're born in Iran, the state gives you a national ID number, Shanasnameh, Shanasnama. This number follows you throughout your life. From school registration to marriage, from employment to travel, everything is tied to this number. You grow up in a typical Iranian family. Average family has 3 to 4 children, used to be 6 to 7, but birth rates have dropped. Families have tight bonds. Grandma and grandpa usually live nearby. Visits are frequent. If your mother works, working women rate is around 17%. She can get a month's maternity leave. Father gets 2 weeks leave too, but many women stay home because of social pressure. The woman's place is home mentality is still strong. Childcare is usually provided by grandmothers or relatives. Daycare exists but is expensive and not widespread. Most families prefer mothers staying home or relative support. At home, there's a typical Iranian setup. Families usually live in apartment flats. An average apartment is 80 on 100 square meters. Homes are carpeted. Persian carpets are every Iranian home's pride. The living room, Otake Pishbazi, is reserved for guests. Daily life happens in other rooms. Food culture is very rich. Gourmet sabzi, herb stew, tahdig, crispy rice, kebab, fesenjan, pomegranate walnut chicken. Spices like saffron, zereshk, barberries, limu amani, dried lime, are kitchen essentials. Your childhood revolves around parks and family visits. Fridays are family day. Relatives gather, eat, drink tea. Tea is the heart of Iranian culture, 5 to 7 cups per day. You grow up in a religious environment, but depends on how religious your family is. Some families are very conservative, some more liberal, but in public space, everyone must follow Islamic rules. Living as an adult in Iran means living a double-faced life. Here's a typical day. You wake at 6:30 a.m. If you're a woman, before going out, you must wear hijab and a long coat, manto. If you're a man, your pants and shirt must be conservative. You go to work. If you live in Tehran, traffic becomes a nightmare. Average 2 to 3 hours in traffic. Metro exists but very crowded. Buses the same. The standard working week in Iran is 44 hours. You work Saturday, Wednesday, Thursday half day, Friday off. Salaries are low and inflation is very high. Average salary is 30 and 40 million toman monthly, approximately 300-400, but cost of living is high. Lunch is usually at workplace or a nearby restaurant. Iranian restaurants serve traditional foods like dizzy, lamb stew, abgusht, meat and chickpea soup, kebab. After work in the evening, you go home. You stop at the market. Iran has supermarket chains, but mostly small groceries. Prices constantly rising. Inflation around 40 to 50%. A bread costs 5,000, 10,000 toman. Meat per kilo, 1-2 million toman. When you get home, first thing is taking off hijab for women. At home, you're free. You can dress however you want. Dinner is a family table. Iranians value food culture highly. There's always rice on the table. Tahdig, crispy bottom rice, is the most valuable piece, usually given to the guest or eldest. TV is watched, but everyone knows it's propaganda. For real news, BBC Persian, Monoto TV, foreign channels are watched via VPN. Weekend is Friday. Some families go to mosque, some have park picnics. In Tehran, places like Darban, Sadabad Palace are visited. Housing situation. Buying a home in Tehran is almost impossible. Prices are very high. An average apartment is 10-20 billion toman, 100,000, 200,000. Most people rent. Rent is 20 to 50 million toman monthly. Are Iranians hospitable? Unparalleled in the world. Taarof is the heart of Iranian culture. Excessive politeness, constant offering, not bothering the guest. When you visit an Iranian home, they treat you like royalty. Food, tea, fruit, sweets, everything is offered. You constantly hear "bufar made, please." But Taarof can be confusing. When something is offered, you're expected to refuse first. Accept on the second offer. If not offered 3 times, it wasn't serious. The concept of family is very strong. In Iran, family comes before everything. Respect for parents is sacred. Elderly stay at home, not sent to nursing homes. Grandparents' word is law. The concept of face, abaru, is very important. Losing reputation in society is a great shame. That's why people behave very carefully. In public, 2 lives, public and private. On the street, an Iranian may appear very conservative. But at home, completely different. Parties, dance, music, alcohol. Everything happens at home. This double life is Iranian survival strategy. Women's situation is complex. Second-class citizens in law, hijab mandatory, restricted from certain professions, their testimony worth half of men's. But Iranian women are very strong. 60% of university students are women. Women are at the forefront of secret resistance. Big gap between young and old generations. Youth yearn for Western culture. Netflix via VPN, Instagram, rap music. Older generation is more conservative. Nowruz, Persian New Year, is the most important holiday. Starts March 21st, lasts 13 days. Families gather, Haftzin table is prepared, New Year is celebrated. Nowruz isn't Islamic, it's ancient Persian tradition, but even the regime can't ban it. Which traditions do you love most in your own culture? Did Iran's richness surprise you? Living in Iran isn't easy. Regime oppression, economic difficulties, social restrictions. Morality police, gasht-e-ershad, patrol the streets. They check women's clothing. If your hijab is a bit loose, you're warned or detained. In 2022, Mahsa Amini died because of this. No freedom of expression. If you criticize the regime, you're detained. Even on social media, you must be careful. The regime monitors internet traffic. Execution rate is very high. Iran is the world's 2nd highest executor after China. Drug offenses, moral crimes, insulting God, everything can be grounds for execution. Economic sanctions make life harder. Because of U.S. sanctions, no foreign currency, imports difficult, medicine unavailable. Even cancer drugs can't be found. Inflation is out of control. Prices rise every month. Salaries don't increase. People are getting poorer. Middle class is disappearing. Unemployment is high, especially among youth, around 25 to 30%. University graduates are driving taxis, being street vendors. Brain drain is a serious problem. The best and brightest are fleeing the country. Doctors, engineers, scientists, immigrating to Canada, Germany, USA. Extra difficulties for women, hijab pressure, job restrictions, family pressure. Being a woman in Iran means constantly fighting. The situation for LGBT+ individuals is tragic. Homosexuality carries the death penalty. LGBT+ Iranians live in hiding. Some flee, some self-harm. Let's imagine a little scenario. Let's say you were born in Tehran. You're the child of a middle-class family. Your father is an engineer, your mother a housewife. You have one sister and one brother. You live in an apartment in Tehran's northern neighborhoods. Your childhood passed eating zeresh polo at grandma's house on Fridays. Every Nowruz you'd prepare the haft-sin table. On the 13th day you'd go to the park for sizda bedar. Your school life was disciplined but friendly. You studied at a gender-segregated school. At 18, you took the Konkur exam. You studied hard and got into Tehran University. You studied computer engineering. In university, you started to politically awaken. You saw the 2009 Green Movement. You were young then, but were affected. In 2022, when Mahsa Amini was killed, you were in your final university year. You joined protests. Your friends were detained. You were lucky you escaped. After graduation, you struggled to find a job. Salaries were low. Eventually, you found a job at a software company. Your salary is 35 million toman monthly, approximately 350s. Low but average by Tehran standards. At 28, you got married. You had a traditional Iranian wedding, 200 people, music, dance, food. The wedding was very expensive, but families covered it. Now you're 32. You have one child, 2 years old. You're still working at the same job. Your salary increased, but inflation rose faster. You can't buy a house, you're renting. Every day you use VPN. You follow the rest of the world on Instagram. You're thinking about immigrating to Canada, Germany, but it's very difficult. Is your life perfect? No. Economic difficulties exist. Political oppression exists. No freedom. But you're with your family, you're part of a rich culture, and you don't lose hope. That's what a life born in Iran looks like. Contradictions, struggle, but also richness. If you were born in Iran, you'd be part of one of the world's richest cultures. But at the same time, you'd face a strict religious regime, economic difficulties, and social restrictions. Still, Iranians, despite all difficulties, live their lives. They create secret freedom spaces, resist, hope. Especially the young generation, they're fighting for change. So what do you think? Would you want to be born in Iran, or does another country seem more appealing? Share your thoughts in the comments. I'm curious, which country would make you happier to live in? And if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to leave a like. The algorithm loves this and helps us reach more people. And now the question is yours. Which country do you want to see in tomorrow's video? Japan, Brazil, Egypt, or another country? Tell me in the comments. We'll make the most voted country. Don't forget to subscribe. Every day, a new country, a new alternative life story. See you in tomorrow's video.